Welcome, everybody, back to Christy's Adventures, which was History with Christy, and now we're back. But you know what? You guys voiced your opinion. History with Christy was great, but you missed kind of the adventures. So I'm taking you on one today, and by adventure, I mean you're in my kitchen, and we're all very brave, okay? I like cooking, but this is a little different. I have been seeing so many people post about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party and the new treats. And I figured, you know what? That would be kind of cool to recreate. We might get to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, we might not, but I wanted to try and recreate some of the magic in the kitchen. So today, you and I, me and you and me, we are going to try and recreate them in our kitchen. And when Disney does not provide you with the recipe, you go to ChatGPT. That's right, friends. ChatGPT has done the recipe for Disney's not so poison apple donut bites. I think I said that right. I will put it on the screen, but also Disney, I'm going to give it to you because I have seen the marketing photos and I have also now seen people's reality shots. So come on, Disney, you're a little sloppy, like in person. We love you, but they don't really look like the marketing photos. So I might do a little tweaks. They might not be exactly the same. Please know that because Disney has not released the recipe. But yeah, let's go. So to start, we want the fun colors, okay? And this is what we're gonna roll our apple cider donuts in. And all it is granular sugar and red food coloring. I didn't use the gel. I just used the cheap 4-pack food coloring off Amazon. Works just fine. Guys, no need to get fancy. You're gonna spend that money if you go to Disney. So save at home, okay? So you can go ahead and do this. I also went and bought we are professionals. We are professionals. The little caramel candies, you're gonna need about 10 to 12 of these, and this is for a caramel drizzle. So I have seen Disney do this two ways with the caramel. I have seen them just drizzle over the red apple cider donuts, and I have seen them also coat it in a green type of sugar. Green is not gonna look cute, so we're gonna stick with red. That's why we've got the red sugar to roll it in, and we're just gonna do the caramel topping. So let's get started. Y'all are brave. Okay, let's go. We've got this shot here showing you everything that's going in the bowl. Something to note about me, I am not a professional chef, baker, cook, whatever you want to think. The recipe calls for mixing your dry ingredients separate from your wet ingredients. I don't want to waste two bowls. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. So we're going to put all of our dry ingredients in here, and then I'm going to add my wet ingredients right to the bowl. And we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. I mean, they can't look any worse than how they're looking in reality at Disney, right? All right, so first thing, 1 1/4 cup of flour. And it's calling for all-purpose flour. If you want to be fancy and use wheat flour, I mean, probably be a little bit more of an earthy flavor, but I imagine it would work. So you do you. So there's that. We've got our flour. Oh, and y'all, look at this cute little like Minnie Mouse apron that I'm going to get messy because I am a very sloppy cook. So I wanted to be festive. So yay, go me. All right, 1/4 cup packed brown sugar. So here we are. And it's always good, if you guys don't know this, a lot of times your sugars and even your flours will get packed. So before you go in, just kind of mix them up, get it nice and fluffy, and then put it in. You don't want it so dense and so packed. You want a nice fluffy flour and sugar product. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And I don't really want to show the brand because they're not paying me, right? Isn't that what we do on TV? Are you going to get me a sponsorship from Clabber Girl? All right, get to work. All right, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Woohoo! Eat your heart out, Mickey. Eat your heart out. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I don't measure salt, so that seems right to me. 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then we've got apple cider going over here. So I am just gonna go with our trusty apple pie seasoning. It's got everything that we need for apple cider donuts. What are we looking at? About a teaspoon and a quarter. Let's do this. We want our donuts to have some flavor. I like a lot of flavor, so I may have done a little bit more. You do what you want, depending on how you like it. We've got, for our liquid, we've got a 1/2 cup of apple cider, which we are condensing over on the stove. I'll show you that in a minute. And that is to just give it a little bit of a stronger flavor. So we'll go over there. 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 tablespoons melted butter or oil. I'm gonna opt with oil. You can use butter, totally fine. And then we've got 3/4 of a cup of chopped apple. And I did go ahead and toss them with just a little bit of flour. You can see it on my fingers. All that does is it helps your apples not to float to the bottom of your donut. It will help it kind of stick into the donut so you have apple bites all throughout. Otherwise, you will probably just have them at the bottom, and that should be okay too. Okay, oh, I forgot to do my little prep apple. Man, I'm bad at this. I was gonna do something clever like this, but anyway. We can edit that in, it's fine. Now, let me grab a whisk. So we have got all of our dry ingredients together now, and I am just gonna give them a nice whisk. All right. Now, if you wanna be fancy and you wanna go by the instructions, you can have a separate bowl for your liquids. I'm a rebel. We ain't doing that. Apple cider is still coming down, so we're gonna do that last. 1 large egg. Bam. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I know this looks like alcohol. It may or may not be. I'm not gonna tell you. Or it may be vanilla extract. You guess. You figure it out. Or you use whatever you want. Okay? Neutral oil. I am just going to go with a nice olive oil. I may regret it, but it's a nice oil that I have. We have a nice brand. It comes from Italy. Here we go. There's 1. There's 2. Got our oils in there. Helps to be prepared when you're making a YouTube video. I am just gonna start slowly combining this. We still have to add our apple cider. Remember that. That is a big component of our recipe. So it's gonna look a little dry. Oh, it smells so good though, you guys. So good. It smells like fall. We can go ahead and add our apples. So let's do that. Our apples that are pre-chopped and in flour. Once again, it kind of helps them not sink to the bottom of our donut. So now we've got a nice crumble mixture. Looks pretty, smells amazing. And now we're gonna go get a 1/2 cup of our apple cider that's been simmering on the stove. So be right back. So we've got a little more than 1/2 cup there. So I'm just gonna drizzle it around. We'll start there. All right. Oh, it smells heavenly. Make sure you get all of the flour on the bottom. We're starting to get a little sticky, but see, make sure you continue to stir, kind of break it up into sections because you're gonna have some flour that's gonna wanna hide. We gotta get it. All right, you should have a sticky consistency, kind of like this. At least I think that's what we're supposed to have because this is the first time that I'm doing this. Now we're going to head over to the fryer and put these in a little bit at a time and get the main component of our donut, our apple cider donut, and then we'll do all the fun stuff like the sugar coating. So let's go over to the fryer. All right, so we are over at the deep fryer. Always use caution. So we've got our 2 ready to go, 350 degrees. We're gonna drop them in there. We're gonna give it about 2 to 3 minutes, but we're gonna keep an eye on them because everybody's deep fryer is different. So we don't wanna burn our precious little donuts. We want them to rival Mickey's. Actually, we want them to look better. We want them to look more like the marketing photos. because the regular ones are not so pretty. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those. I think you're getting more for your money with these than you are at Disney. Just saying. And I need to look up the price for Disney's. I'm going to put that in there. We have now peeled our caramel off camera because things are little butt heads. So to that, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of heavy cream or milk. I am using plant-based milk. And then you're gonna microwave these in like 30-second intervals. So while we go over to the fryer, we're gonna let our caramel coating melt and hope that it doesn't explode. So let's go do that. All right, so we have our caramel melting in the microwave, and I used a cookie scoop. Let's see if we can get that. A cookie scoop to do 2 large apple cider donuts. So we're gonna start with these, see how they go. They should take 2 to 3 minutes. You may have to check them depending on your deep fryer. You can also do this in a skillet. Just make sure you have a good 3 inches of oil. All right, fingers crossed. Let's go. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Okay, anyway. I wanted to bring her on here because it's the poison apples. So here, all right, but I'm gonna have you do a taste test. Are you ready? So here's our poison apple, our little apple cider donuts with caramel. Look at that. All right, ready? It might be hot. Is it good? It's good, yes. Would you wait? Would you pay like 20 bucks for that? Because that's probably Disney prices.
You've been to Disney with me.
Yeah.
So you think I paid 20 bucks for food?
No, you're not gonna pay that. But we're pretty good, right? So you get the hints of apple cider, apple chunks, everything's good? Okay, all right.
It's really good.
He's giving me thumbs up. We're good. Here we go, you guys. Disney. Oh, wait.
You try it.
Oh, wait, I gotta try it. Okay. Look at that, and it's nice and light on the inside. Oh, those are good.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. Get your heart out, Mickey. Dude, maybe they'll hire me. Look at this. Nice and soft on the inside, crunchy. The caramel has actually like crunched down, which is really good. Okay. All right, we're gonna eat these. We've got some more to fry. Look at this beautiful apple cider donut. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on this new adventure. It might not be all the time, but we thought it would be fun to kind of go into the spooky season, celebrate with Disney, do one of their recipes. And I can't wait to try another one. You want to do another one? All right, let's do it. So that is a wrap on Disney's Not So Poison Cider Apple Donut Bites.
Okay.
Something like that. Anyway, see you next time. Oh, so good.